everyone.
Everybody. Did everybody share it? Because I don't know if I shared.
I shared it to Twitter and
Because I don't see nobody
to
did.
Facebook.
I saw a couple of comments, but
I shared it earlier.
I did share it earlier. So let me go ahead and share it one more time. Y'all get in here. Make sure you tell us you can see us and you can hear us clearly. Hey, Savannah. Hey, BB.
Savannah.
We'll be right with you. We just want to make sure we share it to everybody and everybody know that we are live and direct for Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, let me share. BB, hey BB. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. I can't keep up.
Is it Bebe or BB?
Oh. It's BB. That's the other one.
Okay. Because that's the thing. I don't be knowing which one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's two of them.
Yes, BB Bolger and then Bebe the budget.
Bebe. Let me see.
Make sure y'all smack those like buttons as you come in, as you go out. Make sure you're just hitting the like button.
It's like wiping your feet off when you walk in a room.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mama style.
We are here to discuss Game of Thrones. Where is Tamisa? I'm surprised she's not in. It's still kind of early though.
Okay. I shared it to my channel. Knock knock. One watching. It says one watching.
Where?
I don't know why it says that. It's not. It's not true. Any Husenberg.
Right. It is okay. This was a good episode. It wasn't as action-packed, but I feel like I still enjoyed myself immensely. A lot of times the Game of Thrones, some of the best Game of Thrones episodes for me is the political ones, the ones that are strategizing and the ones that are making the moves and doing all of those things like that or whatever. So I definitely enjoyed this episode because we had a couple of nice scenes, we had a couple of funny scenes, and we had a little action with the hand at the end of the episode. So yeah. So I'm excited to talk about it. I'm trying to get away from the format of doing it scene by scene. So I want anybody who has a favorite a favorite scene, a sequence or something, favorite line that we can kind of jump to. Let's try to do it and make it more conversational and try to see where it goes with that. So I have most of the major scenes loaded up. And so if you in the comments, y'all have a scene that y'all want to discuss and we'll talk about it, mention it in the chat and we'll jump to it. But for right now, I'm going to jump to Miss K and ask her, where do we want to go in this episode? The episode is called The Walk of Punishment. And so,
I don't really know. So I'll just go with the scene where they were going into the Tower of the Hand and they had the council meeting and you had Cersei moving her chair over next to her father, and then you had Tyrion. We're like, okay, what is he gonna do? So he puts himself at the head of the table as well, the other end.
Yeah,
making all that noise with that chair.
Yeah, so
right. he couldn't pick his chair up like Cersei did, and
You know that chair was twice his size.
he had to
Dragged it. I'm like, what
like
in the world is going on?
it was like nails on a chalkboard. But guess what? He did what needed to be done, and he sat at the head of the table. And he like, you will not play
Yes.
today. And I was like,
Right.
yes, I love it.
Right. Only thing I don't like about that scene is that it's kind of like they had the last laugh. Cersei had the last laugh in that moment when her father told Tyrion that he was going to be the new master of coin. And it was just like, ugh. And then you have the jerk Maester Pycelle talking about here. You know, it was like, oh, I can't stand you, Maester Pycelle. But
Right. But the good thing about it is that I felt like he's always going to take everything in stride. He's going to learn about it. You saw him later on in the episode. He was studying. He was getting the books. He was talking. He got all the research done. He was like, okay, you gonna put me in this position? I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna rise to the occasion.
Yep.
He always works it to his advantage.
Yeah. Definitely. Yep. Anything else you want to say about that scene, Moochie?
Well, you know what? They still don't know where they got all their little birds everywhere, right?
Right, and they still
don't know where Jaime is.
Right.
And it seemed like Cersei looked kind of sad when they was mentioning that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I noticed one other thing. I noticed that Varys was kind of taken towards Tyrion about how he took a stand against his father. Like he was looking at him with a little smirk on his face. Like,
yep.
I see you.
Yeah.
I see you, or whatever. So that was one of those other little things. And those are the small glimpses and the things that you notice, and you'll see it later on. It'll play out like it's a little morsel in their head. Well, at least it used to be back in the early seasons. It didn't play out. We didn't get too much payoff for certain things like that in the later seasons, but in the earlier seasons, they would, the director will focus on someone's face, and then you'll see it play out a little bit later. Like they took a mental Rolodex, and we're going to play that card later because, that's very true with Varys and Littlefinger. They always just kind of picked up on cues with people and was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I got that. So,
yeah.
Yes. Moochie, what's the scene you want to go to?
The scene I want to go to next is when Arya, she already sees the hand, the hound there. The hound, and the band of brothers, how they tell her, you could leave if you want, but when they get ready to go to the next town, we see that what's the heavy set boy named that bakes name?
Hot Pie.
Yeah, well, when he says he's not going, so she seemed like she was caught off guard with that. But he seems like he made a home there and he know how to bake bread. So
yeah, it was like a trade. It was a trade-off because the innkeep, I guess she always gives food or giving seemingly free food to the brothers without banners, and that was like payment.
Okay, so
I was trying to figure that out.
Like, he's trying to figure out why it was okay for him to stay.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, because it's like payment because he baked when he baked bread, she really liked it. So she's like, well, he could stay as payment for all the times that y'all done ate here for free.
Right. Okay. So I got that. And so now Arya, they are forging on to move on to still look for her brothers, right? Her brothers, Robb, or wherever the trail takes her and wherever she goes,
she's with them now. So their mission is to take Arya to the mother and Robb so they can get a ransom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So, Moochie, so you already have your thing. Okay, so I'm gonna stay towards y'all. Y'all are kind of like in the beginning of the episode. So I'll stay there, and we'll switch over to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So they are moving on to the wall, and we see um Mance Raider saying that he's getting ready to attack. You know, Big Red, he ready to do it. Like, okay, we ready to go to war. We going to war. He was like, take John with him, with y'all, because John knows the defenses better than any of us.
He knows the defense as well as the layout.
Right. And so he was saying, basically, go ahead and take him, and if he's useful, good, and if not, throw him off the damn wall. I said, okay,
Seriously.
that's what we go. Okay, that's what we do. All right.
That was crazy.
Right. I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
I ain't think we was going near that fast. But you know, you gotta kind of keep people in line. And I feel like that was one of those tactics that he was trying to say, you better not be making no faulty moves or
yeah,
we gotta do. So does anybody have anything to contribute to that whole
he was like, how do you know what how would we know, like, what's the signal that you're gonna give? And he was like, I'm gonna light the biggest fire that the North has ever seen.
Right. So he had his marching papers too. He had something else to do on the other end of that. And so I was just like, when I actually went a little bit further, and I'm gonna take my track shoes off, but I'm gonna say it real quick. But when I watched it a little bit further, because you know you can't just stop watching Game of Thrones at one episode, so sometimes it just keeps going. And so when I saw how that thing played out, it was bad.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the part where the whole thing, when they found out that he was really playing two sides.
Oh, John?
Yeah. And the ward, when he killed him, right before he killed him, he was able to come up out of
from the bird into the bird.
And then the bird attacked. I was just like, this is just, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I liked it, but I wish that the Starks could have honed in on that, because we know from the books and from the tales that the Starks was very ward-ish.
Yeah.
And they had that power, but they didn't know how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I just wish that they had, had a little bit of an upper hand, but I guess the actual wolves served as their, in the show. Because I guess it's a little hard to try to keep trying to do the ward thing, and maybe people may become bored with it. It may look crazy. It may look a little corny or something like that. So I think they was trying to demonstrate it in a couple of different ways.
I think with the even in the book, it's only their wolves that they warg into.
Oh, so they can't just do random.
No, that bird is flying around, so he see everything.
That, I think that dude, that was the animal that he always warged into. I don't know if he warged into other, other animals or anything. I don't really know that much about warging, but I do know that they mentioned one character in the book that didn't make it to the show, and I think he warged into maybe a bunch of different animals. And then that's when you also learn that you can warg into people, but that's supposed to be a whole nother different thing. So I don't know. The warging takes a whole life of its own after a while, but as far as the Starks go, I believe they could only do the wolves.
Okay, cool.
And maybe Bran was special because
our resident
three-eyed raven to be. Maybe that's why Bran was special, because he's the three-eyed raven to be.
Right. But you remember they kept on mentioning about how Robb was doing it. Like at nighttime, he would go in there. And then I believe Rickon said that he is and he was the youngest. And he was saying, oh yeah, no, we can go into, I do it all the time. I was like, oh, okay. So I just thought it was something that people like. I mean, Rickon had a lot of time by himself, and so maybe he was able to harness that, and he was able to the wolf called to him or whatever. But you know, I don't know. I just felt like they had it, but they just wasn't taught it. It wasn't, you know, nurtured or whatever. That whole talent that they had. So okay. So anyway, I'm not next. Miss K is next on the next scene that she kind of want to talk to. Remember, we have Sam and Gilly. We have Stannis and Melisandre. So you know, I'm just wherever.
So Gilly is having her baby. We got the Night's Watch. They made their way back to Krasner's Keep, and we hear Willie. We hear Gilly having, she's in labor, and this is unfortunately when we find out that she is having a boy. And Krasner is a real jerk, because he's gonna go tell one of his wives / daughters, go tell her to bite down on a rag or something else. She'll bite down on my fist. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm having a baby.
I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, and then he gonna compare her to a pig, talking about I seen her give birth to 8 or something like that, and not a grunt. So what? She's a freaking animal,
right? Right, and that's the whole thing. Like,
wow. He was just a monster to me.
They really dehumanize women, and that's basically what they kind of they put you down to. If you notice, when a lot of men say female, it's like they are relegating you down to your. It doesn't matter if it's an animal, a ghost, or nothing. No, I'm a woman. I'm a human being. Don't try to degrade me and try to say I'm a female. I don't.
Right, a female, or a female dog, a female cat. Like, what am I, a female? What?
I don't.
I'm a woman.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'm a woman.
So yeah, so that's one of the things, and yes, you definitely touched on, and I'm going to touch on a little bit on Craster. Like, he was like terrible. He was like y'all should be kissing my feet. He was
telling them that they should dine on Sam.
Dwindle too, so that's why he felt like, look, I could taunt them as much as I want, because they're now they already begged to stay here.
Yeah, but did you see how when he was trying to make it seem like what y'all want, like what y'all doing here, and they was all standing around with them stone cold faces, like, nigga, we will shank you up in this piece. He was like, all right, come in.
You saw one of them had his fist balled up, like,
and one had his hand on his
on his blade or whatever.
On his blade. So he was like, all right, come on in.
Yeah,
but he still was being a jerk, though.
Right, because the thing is that he's out and he has a lot of women around him.
Right,
he sacrifices his boys, and so they had the boys, they had the warriors, they had the ones that could really make some things shake or whatever. So he tried to act like he had the upper hand, but say something.
They was like, we cold, we've been through a lot, we coming in, whether you let us or not.
Then you talk about you could have fed off of this.
They said, Sam, tell you could feed
would have lasted you through the whole winter.
He was like, oh. And then he had that crazy laugh.
So Sam was mad. He was like, he looked scared and mad at the same time.
He was terrible.
He had to leave.
You could have ate off of this fat one bit by bit. I mean, he didn't say that, but you know how like he talking, so that's why I did my little improvise. My accent is not as good as Miss K's though.
Oh my gosh. You be doing your thing when you be sounding like one of them ladies. You be sounding like she could sound like old Nan.
Who? Oh yeah.
Old Nan.
Stories.
Yeah, telling the stories.
Old Nan.
Oh, the old lady when she was like, I remember.
Yeah, she did that whole. She does.
They used to eat children.
Yeah.
You like
Oh
when I
my-
tell you the scary stories.
Yep.
Yeah. And the one thing I do want to say about Sam watching Gilly give birth, I felt like he already had a connection to her, but this is what solidified, you know what I'm saying, him
Yeah.
and the real connection, like the real,
That's cool.
real deal connection.
Mhm. Like
Yeah.
he seemed like he loved her from then.
That's
Yeah.
cool because the baby eventually, became basically his son.
It is.
So
Mhm.
to even have that history to be like, he could even
I
tell him,
was
listen, I watched you come out. Yeah,
Yup. I was
so
here when you was born.
exactly. So I like that. And then I never realized that, put that together.
You know, I was here when you were in your mother's tummy.
Yes, I watched you come out. You're uncircumcised prick.
I'm gonna go.
She was like, "What is it?"
I know, and then everybody felt so somber when they found
Mhm.
out it was a boy because
Yep.
yikes,
Yeah.
we already know what's gonna happen with that. So that pretty much told us the steps that we're gonna see later on down the line. We haven't gotten there yet. That is not in this episode. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and touch on Stannis and Melisandre. They were only in this episode for one particular sequence, and she's saying that she's leaving, and he's like, "Don't go." He's looking like completely pussy whipped. Like, I don't like, I mean, I felt like he thought Melisandre was like a source of his power, and if
Yeah.
she left, I wouldn't have the power that she was giving me. And
Mhm.
so he kept, if you notice, every time she walked away, he kept grabbing her. He just kept grabbing her. I was like,
He was trying to kiss her and everything. He
Yeah,
didn't care
like
who was around too.
I want you. I was like, "Ooh, Stannis, this don't seem like you." What?
like he didn't have a whole wife.
She got him. Yeah, she got him totally out of control.
Give me another son. She was like,
Mhm.
"You're not
That ain't no
strong enough."
daggone son. Like, come on, stop.
She said he's not strong enough though.
Mm.
But I think that was her segue into telling him that he needed to sacrifice something else. to keep
Yeah.
his blood or whatever. And so
Yeah.
She was
now
like,
we're
"You're not
looking for the
strong
next
enough."
sacrifice.
She was saying, "Not strong enough," and he was like, I want you to have another son for me."
Yeah,
Like,
but
"You're
she
not strong enough."
never said exactly what she was doing. She was just saying, "Trust me, I'll be back." You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
she was just like, "I'm looking for the Lord of Light to guide me, and He's gonna the fire or whatever the fire. Maybe what's the Lord of Light? Is that the same person that she?
Lord of
Yeah,
Light.
that's the same.
Oh, yeah, it's the same. The fire God or whatever she believes in. So
Mhm.
she believed that she needed to take this journey to go wherever the Lord was leading her or whatever. So
She was kind of acting like he was like, getting on her nerves a little bit. Like, I don't know, like, just let me go. What is wrong with you?
He was grabby and touchy
Yeah.
feely.
yeah,
I
but
do. I
I
do.
felt like he was stifling like whatever she was trying to listen to, like whatever she was trying to get into. Like I felt like maybe he was hovering her, maybe he was
Mhm.
good, but like she was like this. I need to get free so I can figure out where I need to go, what I need.
Yeah.
To do. So yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay, so Moochie, where you want to go? We still got Theon. We still
That
got.
I want to go with that. That's next because.
So we start out with Ramsay faking, playing mind games with Theon, like he's here to rescue him.
Can you ride?
Unbelievable. Like that.
Like,
that.
can you ride?
He is
Yeah,
a
I can ride.
psychopath. He is a psychopath.
Yeah.
He was
Really.
like, I want you to go here. Your sister sent me.
Unbelievable.
What did he say? Ride east and
Yeah.
there.
Come on, you get there and it's nothing but grass, no water in sight.
Nothing.
that.
Like, how the heck was he supposed to get out
How
of
is
that?
he that gullible and he knows where he is?
Mm-mm-mm.
So you know where the water is because it's not like you left.
Well, when they
Winterfell.
No, when they actually hit him over the head, maybe they took him somewhere else where he didn't really know exactly where he was. You know,
I
they
thought he
knocked him
was still in
out.
Winterfell.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but
he didn't know where he was.
yeah, I think
Okay.
with the whole, them starving him and torturing him and all that stuff, he probably just didn't
I don't
have his
know.
bearings.
Look, you put a nail through your foot and see how you remember where you are. Look,
Right,
so all
right,
you can think about is that pain.
right. Basically. So yeah, so I think he just didn't know. He was just gone. Like he had an opportunity to get on a horse and leave. And you know how psychopaths do. They let you act like you gonna leave.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, so terrible.
It's the same way that he did Rickon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same way. Go ahead and go. Go ahead. I see you.
Yeah, very, very. It's a shame. It's really a shame how he did that because he just. It was sad. That all of that was sad. To
Yeah.
be honest with you, all of that was sad. So I ain't even
Even
gonna.
him playing mind games with
Yeah,
Theon was horrible. And
Rickon was stupid. Rickon was stupid though. He didn't even zigzag. Like, come on now,
I know.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then
zigzag.
since we're
You
still
running a
on it,
straight line.
Hold on, y'all.
You running a straight line instead of
weaving,
zigzagging.
but even still, I still don't think that he still had a chance at all. Not from an adult. And
Oh
again,
no.
I mean, yeah, he might have had a one chance, but the next chance, I think he still would have been gone. But I do want to stay on this particular scene because we get to him a little bit later, and let's just go ahead and get into that because Theon was played. He went to the green pastures, going
And it
to
looked like he was
the
gonna get away.
right, and what's his name? Ramsay had his people or some people that he hired. I'm not quite sure, but they knew exactly who he was because when they chased Theon down, they knocked him off the horse. It was like this big chase or whatever. They knocked him off the horse. He's down. And then next thing you know, Ramsay comes and one of the guys say when he understands what he's doing, he's killing the other guys that's with the guy. He said, "You bastard." And Ramsay is a bastard. So that let me know that he knew him.
Yeah. He knew him and he didn't care. Ramsay was still trying to act like to the very end, like he was still on his side. Yo. So meanwhile, they're tricking us too.
Right.
The whole time.
Yeah, because the first time I watched it, I didn't know. I thought he really was coming to save him.
Right.
I was like, and then when he got him back to the thing, I was like, oh shoot! Like when you watch stuff the first time,
right. Yes, I mean, listen. I know this is like my 6th or 7th time watching Game of Thrones, and I pick up something new every time.
You're right.
Especially since we're doing a series, like even some things that I'm unclear on, even though I've watched it, I still be unclear and I still have questions. And thank God for our resident expert on the panel. We get the questions answered, you know what I'm saying? So I love that. But yes,
but when she comes back, I'll ask her because I know she said it was like a different. You knew what Theon was thinking, how he didn't belong in both areas. Yeah. Oh, okay, Miss K. You know what I wanted to ask you?
Huh?
Did you read? Okay, you read Theon's part in the book, right?
Some of it, yes.
And what was like? How was he portrayed in the book? What's the difference between how he was portrayed in the book and how he was portrayed on the show?
Yeah, that's because I didn't get a chance to get everything. So I didn't get a chance to see how everything worked out when he got up to Ramsay. I don't know if he even met Ramsay in the book because I heard that Reek is someone totally different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
they kind of combined their characters together.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was
Yeah.
very creative, though.
Yeah.
Like to be able,
Because it is like he became a shell of himself. So he did kind of become a different person now that you say that.
Yep. So Reek is someone totally different. So I don't even know if he's gonna even meet with Ramsay in the book, but so I can't wait to get up to that part. But I do know that in the book he did like think a lot about, you know, how he was when he was a kid when he left, and he you know, he's still like he is in the show. He held his house high, right? But when he came back, they didn't welcome him. You know, they didn't even care like that. Same thing. Like he thought that like where's my father? Like no one was really, there was nothing there for him. It was just like a regular old day. They didn't even give a crap that he was back. So it was pretty sad. And it was like he look, OT Lungs read in 6 weeks.
Yes, OT. What's up?
So what's up? So it's like he just, you know, he is just an outsider on all sides. I think I heard you saying something like that, Moochie, right? Like he's an outsider in his own family. He's an outsider with the Starks. But I think when it comes to the Starks, he put himself in that position.
Yeah, because they welcomed him into me.
Yeah.
When I watched the first episode, I actually thought he was one of the brothers. And you know when I realized he wasn't the brother was when they was giving out the wolves.
and
but in the beginning, you think he was with them.
Out though. He did it. Theon signaled himself out. Like I don't think all of the brothers embraced him, but he always made himself kind of be like he kind of always like kind of said something that made you feel like he wasn't a part of them. So you'll be just like, what? And he'll say, I'm not a part of you, but they never treated him like that.
No, they didn't.
He was even in certain areas where Jon couldn't go. You know what I mean? So
exactly. I was gonna say that too. He was, and to me, he was kind of treated better than Jon because Cat couldn't stand Jon.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And I think in the book he made some kind of reference to where he felt like Jon kind of had something against him or might have been jealous of him because of that type of situation.
Right.
You know, but that's his point of view. And Jon probably has his own point of view. I think Jon has his own point of view. I wish I could remember it. Trust me, I'm going to go back and I'm going to let y'all know because Jon has his own feelings about him as well.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't really like each other. Both of them.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got that because I felt like every time I would see Theon kind of like talking down on Jon for me. Like that's what I kept seeing. And I was just like, oh, okay. So
right.
Saw that. But I was just like, you know, I just thought it was regular sibling rivalry. But when he made the distinction about the wolves, that's when I knew that he wasn't really a part of the family. I didn't know exactly what was going on, but he wasn't. Like maybe he might have had a different title, like a cousin, uncle. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know he was like a captive. I thought he was like a relative, but he wasn't the brother. One of the brothers.
They treated him like family. Yeah. Now, what I will say is I do stick up for Yara in this. I don't think it happened. It didn't happen in this episode. It happened, like I said, you sit up there, you watch one episode, you let it run.
Right into the next one.
Yeah.
Yes. But Yara did ride for Theon.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know what the father's deal was, why he just kind of like let it go. I think it had a lot to do with pride. And he was pretty much, I think he didn't know how to accept the fact that he lost to the Starks and to just, you know, not just the Starks, but King Robert. That was a whole, you know, you tried to rebel against the crown, not just against like the Starks and nothing like that. So I don't know. I don't get why he was acting like that, but how could pride keep you from like loving your child?
Right.
Because you're mad at another man or something crazy.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Ghost, Kanan, and what's the boy name?
Oh yeah, Sean.
It reminds me of that dynamic.
Yeah.
Where you lost the bond. He bonded with somebody else, and then when you come back, you just can't.
Yeah. Right, like how you resenting the kid, like. Mm.
And then when his privates got cut off and sent to him, that totally put the nail in the coffin. So there's that. But I felt like
Yeah, because he was like, "Oh, he's no use really now."
right. That was like
So
the nail in the coffin. So, but he still had a chance to try to forge that relationship, and I think he only did it because of what's her name, Yara.
Mm-hmm.
Yara kept on pushing him to do it, but I don't think that's what he wanted to do. He didn't want to do that on his own free will. That's not what he was about.
What? What are you talking about?
Trying to bond with Theon after not having him for so many years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think Yara was trying to, like, remember she kept on just trying to give him them lectures to try to, like, yeah, that's your son. You need to do something. And he just kept on fighting and, like,
And
no.
he was like, no. He basically was like, no is no, and she was like, well, I'm gonna do something.
Right.
Because he was like, I said no, and that's final. Like, no.
Right.
And she was like, well, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a ship, and I'm gonna get my best men, and I'm gonna go save my little brother.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, Moochie, I'm going to give you the choice to go. We got two pretty much
Topics left.
Yes. So we have Jaime and Brienne, and we also have Daenerys, Barristan, and Jorah, and the slave driver. So
let's take Jaime for last.
Okay.
And we'll talk about Daenerys.
All right. They are at Astapor. And basically Daenerys kind of shows up and she's seeing how the slave masters are treating the people. Like, she will walk up and she would see someone was whipped terribly and hanging up against a cross or whatever. She would try to go up and try to get them to drink, and they're like on the edge of their life and they aren't really taken to it because it's like, why? I know I'm at the edge of my life, so
yeah, I know.
He was just like, no.
It was like Missandei was saying, there are no masters in the grave, so they rather just let me go. I don't care.
It was crazy, and she didn't like it. She it made her stomach hurt, like, because I feel like a lot of times people who are very vulnerable, like people who have been mistreated and stuff like that, they tend to have a really, really soft spot for things like that.
Yeah, she had a lot of empathy for them.
Right. She didn't like it. However, I felt like Barristan was trying to get her away from this because he was like, I don't think this is going to work out. I think Jorah was as well. And he was just like, have you seen when a siege is taking place on, a country? I think we need to get up out of here because you don't want no parts of that or whatever. And then she was like, I need my army. And they were debating whether or not the Unsullied army was worth it. So, Jorah, he was for getting the Unsullied, and Barristan wanted to, let's go somewhere else and see what we can find.
Yeah.
So does anybody have anything to add to that?
How Jorah gonna try to make Barristan is the new person that came, right? How are you trying to make decisions and we don't even know if we could trust you yet?
Right.
I know you knew my father, but can I trust you?
Right.
I don't think
my father did get overtaken under your father. So
Hey Tim. I don't think she had an issue with it. Daenerys. I think it was I'm sorry. I think it was Jorah.
Okay.
He was the one that was like, is it we already and all of this stuff, and it was just like, to me, I get what he's saying, but yes, I'm here. I'm here, and it's okay when if one of these freak folks run up on you, it's gonna be okay if I slice them down, right?
Right.
So yeah, we. So yeah, it's we. You know what I'm saying?
But for some reason, I still had a little tinge of hesitancy. But the only reason why I didn't is because I felt like that whole thing happened because of Jaime, the Kingslayer. He was the one that was responsible for that whole whatever.
Yeah,
So
he what's his name? Sebastian didn't do anything wrong with
right,
that in
right,
that whole situation. He
right,
didn't do anything wrong. He fought on the side of the Targaryens the whole time. He never crossed over on the
right.
side. The only reason why he stayed to be a Kingsguard is because Robert Baratheon knows he's a good fighter.
In the
But
other
because
side,
he fought on the other side, the enemy's side, he didn't allow him to take hit what would be the traditional seat at
is the
the
king.
council,
Right,
so
Right.
that's the reason why he kind of kept him on the outs, because he used to fight for the enemy.
right.
But
Right.
he never did anything wrong. He stayed true to the end.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's what I
saying?
thought
So
too.
yeah. So it's not like he's someone who is treacherous or nothing.
Right, right. But the thing was the interesting thing about that is these two is because you remember Jorah in his position, and he was like a little birdie. He was
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? He was working both sides, and
Mhm.
so that's why I kept questioning Sir Barristan, because I felt like he might have been doing the same thing for some
Mm-mm.
reason,
Yeah.
just because he served the Lannisters or the Baratheons for so long or whatever. So I thought he could have been possibly playing both sides.
Yeah, no, he didn't do nothing. He ain't nothing but it was just being a king's guard, just
Okay.
following orders and rules or whatever. But I got annoyed with Ser Jorah because he coming at him like, is it we already? When he got a whole nother thing, you know what I'm saying? He the one you need to look out for. So that's why I was
Well,
annoyed with him.
maybe he was doing that to take
Because
be
he knows.
as a diversion because he knew what he was doing. Because he
Hmm.
seemed like when he seen him, he felt kind of threatened.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be like he think everybody
Yeah,
know
he
what's going on.
definitely looked threatened. Like when he came and all of that. Hold on, let me see. Oh, that's me.
But I think once he found out that he wasn't on, because remember, once he found out that he wasn't on the King's Guard, I think that made him ease up a little bit, because he told him, he said, Robert never let me on. He never let me take my traditional seat. And so I think that helps Jorah ease up. But he still was being a jerk, talking about, is it we already? Okay.
Right. Right.
They need folks. Y'all only got two. If it's not you, if it's not another person added on, listen, you need somebody like Sajora. I mean, like Sir Barristan, because Sir Barristan is like, I think he's like the second best fighter. After before he come before the Sword of the Morning. So even in his old age, so it's like you need somebody like that in your team. Y'all don't have nobody. Y'all got this many Dothraki left.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Y'all not in a position to be like being
Yeah,
picky.
you can't be using stuff right now. What you gonna do, Sajora? You ain't that great of a fighter. You could fight and everything, but you ain't that great.
Right.
Unbelievable.
And we're gonna go ahead and just end it off with this whole scene
Oh,
of
he was disgusting. This too.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
He was a mess. I think this is a continuation of the last episode, and he just kind of doubled down in his disgustingness and didn't know that Daenerys knew Valyrian all the while. And he was
Uh-huh.
talking, and he thought he was getting translated by Missandei. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And
no.
she was translating everything in such a
In a
nice
nice
way,
way.
and she knew damn well he wasn't saying what she was saying.
Uh-huh. That
And
was
that's why
funny.
at the end of the bargain, I'm like, I'm gonna need Missandei too. Let me go ahead and get her up off your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're still just kind of baby towing it. We didn't really get there just yet, but yeah, we want all the soldiers, and that's just what it is. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that plays out in a little while. And then now we have. Did we talk? I don't think Miss K, me and Moochie, we was having. I don't like when we do this. When we have a conversation offline, I can't remember if we talked about it here.
No, we talked about it offline.
Okay, we talked about
This
it
is the
offline.
conversation we talked about offline with
Pod.
with him.
Did we already talk about Pod and what he did?
No,
We ain't
I
talk
think we
about
was talking
Pod.
about that offline.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and just talk about it real quick because that's just kind of like where my right before Jaime. So we'll get to Jaime at the end, but I wanted to talk about this little gift that Tyrion.
But I want to know what he was doing to them girls.
Right. Listen, let me get us on the screen.
It's a secret.
What was Todd doing?
They was like, what was he doing? Because they gave the money back.
They was like, hello?
I don't know what in the world. I can't think of nothing.
His head was all wet and gushy.
He probably was downtown in a very special way.
I think them girls took advantage of him. I swear. I think them girls took advantage of him. They had him laying down there doing whatever they.
Oh my gosh. Downtown in a very special way.
Downtown.
It was all moist and juicy. I said,
yeah, I didn't even realize that. Oh,
he came back with the money. They was like, well, what happened? And he came back and put the money back on the table. He said, what? He said, we don't get none of that without paying. What the hell did you do? I thought that scene was so funny to me. I didn't get none of the girls because I just thought it was a little too much, especially the girl that could contort herself into a whole pretzel.
Yes. That was weird.
Like I was like, girl, what?
And then she had like a little bump in her area.
I didn't know what was going on.
In her little V situation, there was like a bump going on. I was like,
I thought that was the
whatever she had on.
Yeah, it was a lot going on. I was like, look, I'm not even gonna get that picture.
I'm like, what is that thing popping up?
Maybe she had pearls or something down there, or like beads.
Girl, it was a lot going on. I was like, ooh, that's a lot.
The Benoit balls or something like that.
Something crazy like that.
Gosh.
Or some beads.
Anal beads.
And in particular, we already talked about this. We talked about Tyrion learning about the Master of Coin position, and he was talking to him and all this other stuff. And I think Littlefinger revealed a little bit of his plans, and he's going to go marry the lady and all that stuff. But it was like a little nothing burger. But yeah, let's get to the part where we're going to, and this is them taking Lady Brienne, hollering and screaming. The way she was wailing,
and she was trying to fight, but it was just too many of them.
I was like, girl, did they do anything? Because I just think she, you just do that as a defense mechanism, to scream and try to get anybody some kind of signal for help. I don't even think anything even happened to her other than them roughing her up and like taking control of her when she didn't have control of herself.
But in the book, I didn't get up to that part, but I know from just like watching different YouTube channels, they always say that in the book she got her teeth knocked out.
Wow.
Yeah. Remember how he was saying it to her? Sometimes in the show, they won't put it in the show, but they'll mention it and it doesn't happen. Like how Queen Cersei was like, oh, they said you lost your nose, but it's not as bad as all that. In the book, he really lost his nose, right? And so in the show with Jaime, he said to her, they'll knock your teeth out, they'll do all this, they'll do all that. You should just let them have it. And she's like, no. So what that really wound up happening is that she got her teeth knocked out. So
okay.
Boo. Now my thing is, she's supposed to be like not cute at all in the books, so I don't think they'll make them probably get together, but I know that there was some type of reference where he did look at her and say she really has these. One thing about Brienne that is described in the books is that she has really pretty blue eyes. So I don't know if that's something that they'll ever play into the books, and I don't freaking know, but
right
in the show it turned into something. In the book, I don't know.
Okay. Look, I put in the mental roll.
Right. I want to know what's going to happen. Something going to happen in a hugs, honey.
Yes. So as she was getting pulled off, there was a guy that was saying that he wanted some privacy with her. I don't want her out in the open. We're not doing it in the open. Take her to the dark. I want to have my way with her in some privacy.
Yeah, this is locked.
Yeah.
No, he's a monster.
Yeah. So
Yes, the
then
lockness.
we
The
have
lookness.
Jamie trying to pretty much use the gift of gab, his gift of gab. And, oh, the Lannisters and my father has this, and we have all of these things. And I want Moochie to break it down what he was basically trying to run on him and where we get to with that.
Well, he was trying to explain. He was like, "Do you know who she is? Like, do you know who her father is?" But I feel like Jamie's delivery was with sarcasm, and and he's, even though he's held captive, he still acts like they're beneath him, and not trying to like how can I say, diffuse the situation where they won't mess with her.
Like he had
it just agitated him even more.
Yeah, I don't think
like he had the upper hand.
I don't think he can help that.
He's not as good as Tyrion.
Yeah,
Tyrion knows how to talk his way out of anything. And this is where you see the difference between Tyrion and Jaime.
Good point, Moochie. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah. And so, listen, he wasn't buying it. He was like, he wanna sleep laying down. He don't want to sleep laying around a tree. He was like, oh yeah, you want a meal? Come on, let's go ahead and go on over here and get this meal. Come on, get him a knife and a fork, and we about to feast. And they knocked his ass down, and that's they put they put his ass at that damn table and cut his damn hand off.
That was so terrible. Like that was a moment where he literally lost a piece of him, like a huge, a huge part of him.
That was his identity, like the Kingslayer.
Yes,
that's his.
And not before him having a whole blade in his eye, digging in his eye. I was like, wait, what are we about to do? Because Jaime is such a high stake character. So, we know Game of Thrones ain't scared, especially in the first 5 seasons, to go there. I felt like I was on the edge of my seat. You remember, Miss K, you said you wanted to be on the edge of your seat. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, what is he going to do? Is he going to cut his eye out? Girl, no. Cut his whole damn hand off. And it was sitting there. And look how Jaime looking at it. Jaime looking
like he couldn't believe it. Like it was like a delayed reaction.
Right. It was crazy. And I was just like, oh my God.
My reaction the first time I seen that was like, oh, shoot it.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I wish I could go back to the days where it was new for me.
I know, that's why we do we watch the reaction channels.
Yes.
So good.
That's exactly why I watch the reaction channons, because it's like just that's the closest thing you could get.
Oh yeah, definitely.
To that first high, basically. Chasing the high.
Yeah.
I'm just chasing the high, baby.
So, we got to go through a couple of things. We got about 5 more minutes. So, who do you want to get an MVP award to?
That's a good one.
MVP. Look, let me look through my pictures again.
Yeah, help us out. Because our sister don't know. Oh, that's cute. MVP.
I don't have any MVPs.
Yeah. Not of this episode. Oh, you know what? If anything, I would give it to, just because the way she was. She could get it. The girl that was translating.
Yeah, I love Miss Sunday,
because I feel like this is the beginning of the how her and Daenerys start to bond.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one. Because she played the game well in this instance, because it's like, I'm not gonna be, disrespectful to this woman just because he is, even though he's my master and my allegiance is kind of to him, but I'm just gonna still play it the way, I'm gonna still be polite, and it made her, it freed her basically.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so she played, it worked out for her. So I like that. I definitely want to give Miss Sunday the MVP. I love Miss Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead, and I already know, baby, who is
the golden? Oh, that guy that cut Jaime hand off. And
I'm gonna give it to Craster. I'm gonna give it to Craster.
Okay,
Craster.
So Gucci got him, and you got Craster.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Gilly's father.
Oh yeah, he was a butthead too.
Yeah,
I know. She got the dude from in with the Valerian tongue. I know
I don't
that.
think I got a picture of Craster. I thought I did, but I don't see him. But I'm gonna go ahead and give my douchebag award to.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he deserves it too. Like,
he really does.
I'm gonna give my douchebag award to this psychopath right here. The bastard called Ramsay.
Oh yeah.
He's a fool.
He deserves that. He deserves it. He deserves it, radio.
All right, you guys. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Oh wait, we never rated the episode. Let's get a number. Let's get a number.
I'm gonna say 8.
I
feel like most of my episodes is 8s, except when we get to season 8, that's when it dwindles.
When it's gonna be like,
yeah, that's when my ratings will go down. But like, I feel like even if like you said, this is not much of anything going on, I still give those episodes an 8 because it's just all good to me,
Yeah,
that's my thing.
8.5 for me.
Yeah, 8.5. Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it an 8.5 because just like you said, we didn't get to, like, I think when the shit hit the fan for me, it was the last sequence,
the chopping of the hand, right? That might bump it up to the 0.5 for me. So yeah. Oh, check your Cash App, Nita. Okay, Savannah, go ahead, baby.
All right, Savannah. What, Moochie, you said 8 too? Okay, cool. Thank you, Savannah. Child, I can't even open up the damn phone. Okay, so what else? Anything
I don't
else?
have a quote. I know we don't. I know you do. Do you do like
I do the
your best line or something? Best line. I don't have anything.
My best line was when he said, "Why didn't you just feed off the fat one?"
I don't like that. I don't like it.
He was like, you could have ate for the whole winter.
How about that? How about this one? I'll take Jeor Mormont when he said, "You are a godly man." I'll take that one. When he asked him, because he's like, he's a godly man. He's like, "You are a godly man." Every time he says that, I always wait for him to say that because he's looking at him like, "You are a piece of trash. How the heck you a godly man, right?"
You're killing babies and all sorts of nonsense, leaving babies in the cold woods.
I like that he said. I like that Jeor Mormont said that because, he never really had much words or anything. You know what I mean? And he always let Craster say whatever. So it was kind of like in that moment, he was just like, I can't let this one slide. Like, what are you talking about? So without really being, overstepping or really being rude, he just kind of was like, yeah, I ain't buying that one. You are not a godly man.
And
I will
the fact
not.
that he had the upper hand, I found that kind of weird. Like, what is it? Do we not know about Craster? What's going on?
Well, first of all, that's his place, right? And he doesn't have to bring them in to shelter them. He doesn't have to shelter the Night's Watch. And then also because he's sacrificing the boys, it keeps him and that whole area safe and free of White Walkers and stuff like that and whites. So that's pretty much that.
I was like, it ain't good enough for me, but I mean,
yeah, that's the only power, honey.
Okay.
But that's a big power though to have. I'm sorry. For them White Walkers, listen, to be living out there and then the White Walkers don't come your way, that's a pretty big power.
Yeah, because he got them where they could take that whole place over.
Yep. Sure.
That's
surely.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So that was a great episode. I love you guys' energy. I appreciate you, Moochie. I appreciate you, Miss K. Miss K just did the Shy on her channel, so make sure you go check that out on the replay. She did a live stream at 8 o'clock, I believe, 8 or 9. And so yes, check that out. Moochie did a live stream of Animal Kingdom. Y'all get into Animal Kingdom. That is some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is the final season, y'all. This is the final season.
So
we're gonna see what goes down.
It was supposed to be the final season, the last season,
and they got renewed.
The last season was so good, they got an additional season. So y'all better check that out. Get caught up on Animal Kingdom. You know, we're always going to be here for P-Valley. You check us out on other people's panels.
Well, you know, Monday we're going to be on my channel for P-Valley.
Yes.
We do Miss K's first Sunday, the first reaction.
Yep.
And then Monday at 9 p.m., we usually go to Lamont's, but we're going to be on my channel.
Yeah.
And Tuesday we're going to do the Shy on my channel also.
And the Wire on Miss.
Oh, no.
I'm not doing the Wire this week because I'm
going away.
I mean next week because I'm away. But I am scheduled 12:15 tonight to do the Shy. I'm doing the first reaction. I'm about to go finish it right now.
3?
Yep. Okay. I got to get it out because that's the only way I can get my stuff out. I don't have time to like pre-record and edit because I got a lot of things to do. I got assignments and everything before I go to Arizona. So I got to get all my stuff out to be on time because I was mad late.
Yeah, I hear you.
You won't see me, but I'll be there.
You want to come or you don't want to come?
I can come. I watched it.
I didn't watch it yet.
I know.
It's already 11 now. I didn't even know it was out.
I didn't know.
I'm so thrown off with everything.
Only reason why I knew it was out is because I was doing episode 2 and I saw it. I said, "Are you serious?" I was so shocked.
I was getting ready to watch the Supreme Team, so I would have noticed it when I put the app on.
Wow.
Yeah. They changed it to Fridays.
Yeah,
which is
that's crazy.
Because Sundays be jam packed.
Yeah, so too much stuff
it's too much.
Sunday.
Yeah, that's why I
think that was a good move for them too.
Yeah, that's why I want to just get it over with. I already warned people, like, listen, if you want to join me at after 12, your night owl situation, let's get it in. Friday night.
All right,
started to get my.
Well, it's already 11 now. I could
11,
probably
12.
come in later, but I'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it, but I'm gonna try.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'll see everybody later. We love you guys.
Right.
If you catch it on the replay, which most of you will be, because put hashtag replay in the comment section and leave your comment on your favorite scene, what you enjoyed about the episode, and comment on who you agree with or whatever on the episode you just watched. And we love you, and we'll see you next week for episode 4. See you guys.